Hi, my name is Cynthia Sanchez. I'm a senior project manager at SUSE, and today I want to talk to you about micromanagement. Let's jump into it. Let's go through the definition of micromanagement. So you can pause it here if you want to read through. But this is from Wikipedia, and micromanagement basically is a management style in which control is like the foundation of everything. So there is excessive control, so much that it hurts the team by removing freedom and trust. There are a few signs, 10 signs that I have identified through research and conversation that will help us identify either whether we are becoming micromanagers or if we are already a little bit of micromanagers. And then we will talk about what things that we can do and consequences as well. So if you are finding it hard to give attribution to your teams for the job that they do, for the solutions that they have come up with, if you don't delegate enough, especially when there are tasks that your team members could do, you focus on the negatives more than the positives. You make decisions without talking with your team and finding consensus. You feel you can't trust your team. You believe control is the main part of your job. You constantly want to know where people are and what they're doing, what they're working on. You ask for frequent updates, like too frequent updates. You change your team's priority without letting them self-organize. So specifically, because we're talking about people that are highly skilled, that have a profession, that have experience. You refer to your people as your employees rather than your team. This is for further discussion. This is something that maybe later on I will talk more about the difference between being a boss and being a leader. But that's the point. And if you think that those are things, they're just a definition of being a manager, they're just a definition of being a boss, well, then you're wrong, because the problem with constantly micromanaging your team is that you're going to have a demotivated team where people don't feel that they have the space to bring up ideas and create solutions. There's going to be less control from your side. To think that you want to have more control, actually the result is going to be the opposite. People are going to start telling you what you want to hear rather than what really is happening. There's loss of trust. This is a catapult for everything, really, right? And trust is reciprocal. The moment that you don't trust your team will perceive and they will not trust you back. The death of ideas, and this comes down to the motivated teams not wanting to perceive with any good idea. There's no motivation for it. There's no end goal for them. And as an end result, the increase in attrition, so more people will leave your team. Now, there's also a consequence on your side if you're becoming a micromanager, and burnout is one of them. Wanting to have more control has a domino effect. And so you want to control more, but you don't get that control. And so to get more control, you want to add more rules to control, so that being more meetings or more reminders or more emails and reports. You burn out yourself by having more information to work on, more meetings to attend. The same is going to happen to your team as well. Now, being fired is obviously the ultimate result. What's the goal of having a manager that keeps losing team members, that has a demotivated and underperforming team? That is the end result. Also, it's important to consider that micromanagers tend to do these activities or things that are repeated, like sending out requests for reports, for updates, like sending out reminders, requesting for time schedules and things like that. These are all things, tools like scripts or the tools that we use daily can do very easily. And so micromanagers really should fear to be replaced by tools, by automation tools, by artificial intelligence in the future. That is, to me, the most important thing that should make micromanagers wake up that they have to change the management style. Now, there are things that you can do. So one thing that I suggest is going back to the list of the 10 list of signs of to help you identify if you're becoming a micromanager, and do the opposite. From that list, do the opposite. Try to find ways and the reason why you're doing that, if you're doing any of those, and do the opposite. So reflect on your management style, encourage more open conversations, foster a culture of trust, openness and accountability. Accountability sometimes is fear, is a term that has some negative connotation, but really it's not, especially when it comes to professionals. Professionals want to be accountable, because being accountable means knowing what's been done wrong and learning from mistakes. So this is one of the things that I like to say often, is the more often that we fail, the closer that we are to succeeding. And this is how most professionals work. So fostering a culture of accountability and trust is how you build your dream team. And then last but not least, also work on your emotional intelligence. Work on managing your emotions, especially when it comes to having hard conversations, when it comes to dealing with conflicts, etc. So that's one thing. And then also understanding how your team is feeling with every decision that you make, with every action that you take. That's really paramount. So let's go to the thank you page. I hope that you enjoy this. And let me just go back here. Little intro here. Okay. I hope that you enjoy this very small presentation. I hope that it was insightful. And if you want to get in touch with me, find me on Twitter, find me on LinkedIn maybe as well. And we can continue the conversation. I hope you enjoyed it again, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.